I swear to God, I have Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas stuck in my head. Oh boy. So how often should you wipe? A conversation about computer hygiene.
Yeah, there's no graphics yet.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Neil Rogers from Nerd Media. I have over 12 years of experience in studio operations, anything from corporate, higher education, and marketing. So the topic today is how often should you wipe? A conversation about computer hygiene. Now, personally, I like to wipe out my computer about once a year. I'm using Carbon Copy Cloner to help me verify the recovery partitions on each one of these computers is set for High Sierra. And what does that mean? What is wiping it out? Well, I support a team of people all over the country, as well as my friends and family when it comes to their computers. And often they'll say, oh, my computer's running slow, or the software keeps crashing, or I have 10 different versions of Premiere all the way back from CS6. And I'm not really sure why when I upgraded to Mojave, I'm having problems, or I upgraded to Windows 10 and I'm having problems. I personally like to wipe out my computer once a year. So wiping out or restoring is when you actually restore your computer's operating system to the very beginning, to like it's the first day that you bought your computer. You bring it home, you unwrap it, and you feel all like good about it, and you sit it on your lap, you boot it up, and it's just fast. And you're like, man, this thing is fast. This thing is great. But over time, you're putting on new software. You're doing updates. Specifically, the system updates are what slow it down because they put out these updates for millions of people. But how can they know exactly that this update is going to run 100% well on every single computer? They're just doing it in a lab, basically. They have computers that they test, that they QC. They push the update to their own computers, but they're not putting it out to the real world where there's trillions of combinations of software, additional hardware upgrades that people have made that can further complicate the issue. What I like to do specifically, especially after a major update, like if I'm going from Mojave to Catalina, which I haven't done yet, I'm putting that off. I like to gather up all my serial numbers for my software. If I have projects that are in an old format, I try to upgrade them to the newer format. Just do some house cleaning, like the KonMari book. I'll grab the old software and be like, thank you, and then let it go. I think it's important to know that your computer is like your house. If your house is tidy, you feel good. If your computer is tidy, I feel good. I'm a minimalist on my desktop. I make my icons huge, so that way it discourages me from having desktop clutter. So what I like to do is gather all the licenses, make sure that they're current, that this is not going to affect my workflow in any way. If you have a client that's running on a much older version and they're sending you files to look at, be aware of that. Luckily, Creative Cloud, you can actually go back in time with them. You load up Creative Cloud, it'll say, do you want an older version, which is pretty cool. You can actually download old versions. I have my software licenses. What I like to do is then wipe out the computer. Luckily, Mac OS has an actual restore. You push Command R or something like that on the boot up, and you can actually restore it back to its factory default, just like with your phone if you want to do a factory reset. So I factory reset my computer about once a year, and then I reload all the software. I go to my Creative Cloud subscription, download all the latest apps. I put my plugins back in, I put my fonts back in, and I think it's actually kind of a nice routine. Once a year I sit down, I have everything laid out, and then man, my computer runs like a champ. All year round, my computer is running really well. And then when it starts giving me a little bit of hiccups by the end of the year, because we've done those security updates, we've done those software updates, you've done system updates, you've done firmware updates, I'm like, okay, now it's time. Now I just got my MacBook Pro. I got the 15-inch right before the 16-inch update, but that's okay. It's still a nice computer. I kind of make a big thing out of it. I get all my stuff together, I wipe it out. But first and foremost, get your stuff off your computer. I'll go to my user folder and download all my stuff off of my user folder as a backup. Put that in 2 or 3 places. So remember, if you don't have data in 3 spots, it doesn't exist. That's my point of view. If anybody asks me how often should you wipe your computer, I say once a year. It's really as simple as that. If you really want to get to know your computer, it's a great way to do it. Now, Windows users, it's a little bit more difficult because when you get a Windows machine, they don't always give you like a restore CD. Sometimes there's a restore partition. Sometimes it's kind of a mess or you have to ask for it. The Windows stuff, I would Google, how to restore your particular model, or maybe find a technician that's really good at it, somebody you trust. Even if you have to spend a little money on it, I still think you should wipe it out once a year. Get a new computer every 3 years. That's going to be a different video though. Refresh cycles. We'll talk about that on a different day. So yeah, really simple. Wipe out your computer once a year. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hit like if you liked it. Really excited to be launching this. Oh God, that's my Roomba. Oh, don't hit my tripod. Actually, it's not a tripod. It's a stool. Oh, he gets in all the tight spots.